Okay. How's everyone doing today? Probably... Yeah, we're gonna search for Flame. We'll see what's going on until then. Yeah, so I guess we'll just start off with exploring.
Oh my. Just one small girl who's gone astray has caused all this. We cannot let this stand. You must do all you can to find out where she's gone. Now ask around to see what information you can find. Come now, no time to waste.
Yep. Alright. How did I miss the stairs, man?
Flame's not in here! I guess I have to let you in to prove it, don't I? There, see? No one's in Bernie's room but Bernie. Maybe Flame just wanted to be alone for a while. Have you considered that? Come to think of it, where is her room anyway?
Okay.
Let's see.
Do a little bit of gardening. We actually have some boa fruit, so let's increase our harvest on that.
Professor. Maybe.
Antique clasp.
Hey there, Professor. Did you want to talk? Hey there.
I still have much to learn.
Okay.
Oh? What brings you here? I'm taking a break. It's not mine.
Good GK, Professor. I'd love to catch... Hey, how about a favor?
Practice yields results.
Cool. One snail. Is there anything else? It doesn't look like it. A carrot.
Hey, welcome. Come again.
Hello there.
Let's buy some of these. Right?
Return soon,
I guess we
please.
don't need them right now.
Professor, greetings, Professor. Today, there is quite a bit to report.
Oh,
There
damn.
is a masked individual who has been going into town every evening and not returning until the following morning. You see, nothing gets past this guard. I doubt it has anything to do
Sound
with
like
Flame's
Yuritsa.
disappearance, but, well, better safe than sorry, I always say.
To think that Flame would disappear like this. Sedith must be worried sick. I haven't much to go off of, and
A little
perhaps
bit.
it's out of line for me to feel so uncomfortable. But something has been bothering me for a while about Gilbert. I feel as though I've met him somewhere before. I also noticed him staring intently at Annette once.
She's his dad. Okay.
Hey, I don't know if she ran off or got kidnapped.
Huh.
I just know that Flane's in trouble. That's it. I can't keep sitting around. I gotta go find her. Now, where do I start?
Don't believe her.
Hello.
Ah, you're looking for Flane's kidnapper. I can't say anything for sure, but I do have suspicions about Yaritza.
I mean, I'm kind of
Something about
sus,
how he spends
or
his
Hubert
life
is kind of sus, not gonna lie.
seems more impulsive than usual. It couldn't hurt to try speaking with him at least. At this hour, I think you'll find him sparring with Catherine at the training grounds.
Professor.
Okay.
The whole monastery has been turned upside down. I wonder if we're still going to have the Battle of the Eagle and Lion next month. It's a yearly tradition, but with things the way they are right now, it's hard to imagine. At any rate, I hope they find Flame soon.
Okay.
I hope Flane isn't going hungry. If someone really kidnapped her, I'll never forgive them. Now that I think about it, I saw Aloise hanging out by the pond not too long ago. He was always getting into trouble for trying to talk to Flane, you know? It's probably a crazy thought.
What is that libertarian attitude?
A beautiful, delicate maiden vanishing into thin air? It is like something out of a book.
If it were a book, we would have no need to worry. She would be rescued presently by a dashing nobleman. Do you have any idea as to where she might be? Where she might have wandered off to?
The greenhouse. I did not think of that. I will take a look around there later.
Let's see here.
All I did was suggest that Flane might have eloped. I don't know. I was just suggesting things, and suddenly I was seeing stars and Ingrid was yelling at me.
Damn, bro. Oh yeah, I should probably go to the Holy Tomb every now and again, right? That's probably a good idea.
Thank you so much. I am grateful. Thanks so much.
Ooh, an intermediate seal. Nice. Wasn't really anything in here, to be honest. Ugh. Okay. Man, it's so slow loading.
Flane? No, I haven't seen her. She's been abducted. Oh, you're looking for her. Sorry, my mind was somewhere else. I just recently learned she has a crest. Did you know that, Professor? If it was a particularly rare crest, I could imagine Professor Hanneman would have quite an intense interest in her. Oh, no, I'm not accusing Professor Hanneman of abducting Flane.
Professor!
Okay.
This
This might be the first time I've ever seen Seteth look so worn down. If poor Flame was lured away by anyone,
I mean, to be
I
fair,
personally think the clear suspect is that miscreant from Dusker. Those people are deceptive by nature.
I mean, that's just racist, though. Come on, bro.
Young Flame's disappearance is most troubling. What? Who would suspect me? You know what? I'll tell you who. A fool. That's who.
So, Linhart.
Flame's crest, the major crest of Sethlene, is rare, but there are others who possess it.
If Flame has been taken hostage, then we know she is alive. At least for now. There would be no point to abducting her if simple murder was the objective. That's only logical, Professor.
Okay. Let's see.
I can't believe Flame just disappeared. I don't like it one little bit. Oh, are you here to see someone? Alois and Shamir and all the knights are gonna head into town soon.
Oh, wait.
Oh, Alois.
Let's see here.
I don't know.
Oh, do.
I can only imagine how worried Seteth
Ugh.
Isn't mobilizing the entire Order of Knights a bit
So much to
excessive?
take care of,
I
man.
was originally assigned to investigate those reports of the Death Knight in the town near Garrett Mock. When I think how many more victims that dastard might claim while we're all busy searching for Flame.
Well, have fun.
Sorry, that was insensitive. We're all under a lot of stress right now. It's important that we find her quickly.
Let's see.
Hello there, Professor. I've only ever spoken to Flame a handful of times. She always seems so naive about the ways of the world. I'm worried about her.
I mean, like, not gonna lie, after what, like, Hubert said last time, he's looking very sus.
Yes, I'm afraid so. I just hope she comes home safe.
Do you really think Flame was kidnapped? Do you think she ran off on her own? That doesn't put me any more at ease.
Okay.
Flame was child-napped. That is what you are thinking? And the villain is inside our monastery? I must have admittance. One person has been catching my eye. Shamir is a knight not like other knights. Her movements are being reminders of... No. They remind me of Warriors of Brigid. Before she was here, what was she getting up to?
Hey, Professor, have you seen Manuela? I saw her running off somewhere in a terrible hurry. I wonder if it has anything to do with Flame's disappearance. Do you know, Professor? Oh, yes. Didn't you know? She was the senior diva in our opera company.
Okay.
Professor! I saw him. A knight wielding a gigantic scythe. He was just like the rumors say.
The Death
All
Knight.
jet black armor. It was the Death Knight. Just know it. You don't think he has something to do with Flame's disappearance, do you?
I mean, yeah. Well, let's go back to Petra.
Flame, Shamir, before I had lost the place of this.
Okay.
Professor,
Right.
Is something the matter? I see. So, Flame has gone missing. I will do what I can to support the search.
All right, Solon.
There have been a lot of rumors swirling around lately about a Death Knight who kidnaps people from the nearby town. You don't think Flame was, you know, do you? And whether the rumors are true or not, I just hope our Flame is safe.
Okay. Dagda. That is probably Shamir's, right? I think she's from Dagda.
I bet Flame ran away. She couldn't stand being held back by Seth any longer. I can empathize. I know what it's like to have an overbearing big brother.
Flane's gone missing. Where could she be? If it were an ordinary kidnapping, you'd think there'd be a demand for ransom or something by now. I don't like the sound of this.
And you are correct.
We must begin our search for Flame, Professor. If she ran off of her own free will, that's her business. But that may not be the case. For her sake, I suggest we assume that she was abducted and begin an investigation. Who benefits from kidnapping her? Let's gather all the information we can.
I
on
wonder.
anyone who's been acting strangely. I have a favor to ask. A lost eye.
Okay, I think that's Ferdy's.
I've heard the monastery is full of secret passages. If there is no sign of Flame's departure, it is possible that she used one of those. Whatever has happened, I hope she is all right.
I have thoroughly surveyed the entire monastery, and yet I have not found a single trace of evidence that suggests Flame was abducted. Perhaps we must seek out personal recounts rather than physical evidence. In any case, we must hurry before something terrible happens.
Where could Flame have gone? Do you think she's really been kidnapped? I hear Tomas has been going
course.
around asking about her. But he's probably just worried like the rest of us. Though it wasn't just Flame. He was asking about you and Captain Gerald, too. Someone...
Okay.
If Flame were taken hostage, I expect we would have received demands from the culprit by now. This is not kidnapping at all. Do you suppose she could have simply run away? If that is the case, it is unlikely that we will find her anywhere in the monastery.
Okay, guess we'll go back over here.
What is it? Is something the matter? I will do what I can. It seems that you are a bit suspicious of me. Might I ask your reasons? I was away from the monastery for a few years, but do not forget, I have spent more than 4 decades in total working here at Garrick Mach Monastery. Yet it was not until recently that I learned that Seteth has a sister. It is only natural to be curious, don't you think? I assure you, there is nothing more to it than that.
He's so silver-tongued, man.
Oh? What brings you here? I'm taking a break. Is this about Flame? You find me suspicious. I was somewhere else, fighting. Is that a problem? I understand that I don't fit in among the Knights of Sirius, but that hardly links me to Flame's disappearance.
Okay.
Hello. I hope you're up for a challenge.
Did you hear about Flame? It's just one thing after another this year, I swear.
Yep.
The lower-ranked knights are searching for her in the town. If they find anything, I'll know. What? Yuritsa? Come to think of it, I haven't seen him today. What would make you suspect him? I see. Well, I'll let the knights know. Did you hear some of the... What? What would make you suspect him? I see.
Okay.
Hey there, Professor. Did you want to talk? What? Me? Abduct Flame? You can't really believe I did that. Well, this may sound silly, but I was too scared to even look. I couldn't bear the thought of finding her in its depths.
Okay, Rhea's here.
Hey, you. Dear Goddess, hear my prayer. Please watch over Flame. Please protect her. May I ask a favor? What's
I've served here at Garrick Mach in some capacity or another for several decades now. But after all that time, even I can't claim to know everything about the layout. Searching the entire interior of the monastery is a more difficult task than you may think. It makes you wonder who designed such a titanic compound. There are fragments of records remaining from its original construction, but none of them name an actual architect.
Damn, bro. I don't know. Okay, let's see.
Perhaps?
Hello there.
Professor, have you still not found any leads regarding Flame's whereabouts? I have looked everywhere. Not even the knights on guard have seen anything of note. Let us work together. It reassures me to have you by my side. May the goddess protect dear Flame until she returns to us. This is... Yes, that is short.
Okay. Let's see here.
I heard something like this happened last year, too. Neither the culprit nor the missing student were ever found last time. Some people say it was the work of evil spirits. I thought the same. Could there be a connection?
Oops.
Hey, I've been looking for that.
Oh, that's ashes? Okay.
Reflecting on it now, Flame has always seemed a rather odd person. She appears young, yet there's something about her that seems much older than her years suggest. And she's quite wise, but also surprisingly naive. You might be right. Whatever the case, Sedith seems to care for her more than anything. What?
Okay.
Miss Flane's whereabouts are unknown. Pray she is safe. We do not.
Mine is green hair in a game, in a Fire Emblem game.
One of the suspects, am I?
Well, that, yeah,
Well, hopefully I
that
can lay your
Catholic's for you.
suspicions
True.
You know of my, let's call it, unique situation? I was once a knight, in service to the Fargus royal family. If Ingrid believes she saw me before, it was likely in Ferdiad, the kingdom capital. Annette is... she is right. But no. I would appreciate it, Professor, if you would ask no more. No? No?
Oops.
Ah, thank you for bringing...
Okay,
Because of Flame's
see here.
disappearance, all of the knights are searching non-stop.
Working for the Catholic
found a
Church
single
is
lead.
so enjoyable.
Sedith's face is getting paler by the minute.
I mean,
What's that?
if you have fun doing it.
Well, I did pass by her earlier. She was carrying something. A mask of some sort. I'm not close to the guy, so I can't say for sure. But come to think of it, you could be right.
We're way too high. What's that stuff, man? Okay.
That is all I can ask. Please, lend me your aid. She would never have left the monastery of her own volition. Why is there not a trace of her to be found? I'm sorry.
He changed his attitude very quickly. Let's see. Got some stuff in the greenhouse. NG plus since you're already Professor Lovely. I mean, yeah, I'm aware.
could count on you. Manuela ran off with Yuritsa's mask? We'll have to speak with both of them. But where could Manuela be? Yuritsa is likely at the training grounds, or in his quarters on the eastern side of the Knight's Hall.
Wasn't though. Let's see. Got stuff over here. Manuela's trying to get a date with Yuritsa. I mean, like, who isn't Manuela trying to date, though? No, I do not want to end this month's activities.
See, I can't believe Flame just disappeared.
True.
Like it one little bit. Oh, are you here to see someone?
I mean, you can S rank with her in,
and all the knights are gonna head into town soon.
with female Byleth, I remember correctly, right? Oh,
Thanks, Professor.
I think Shamir is recruitable this month. I mean, yeah, I believe so as well. It doesn't really matter though, because like, I have most of the characters I want. Like,
Impressive. Nice work.
I'm only really focusing on like leveling up Yuri and Lysithea mostly. Idgol, Dorothea, Mercedes, Linhart, Yuri, Rhea, Saros are the only S relatable ones. Oh, I thought Manuela was as well. I just couldn't remember if she was on that list or not. Plus bonus character, yeah. Let's check them. Not seeing her on here.
I didn't mean to trouble you.
I don't really feel like double checking anything. I think she does. Alright, let's go to Abyss. Could have sworn she does, right? Let's double check. Yeah.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. Someone's gone missing up top. And guess what? Because of that, this backup guy is still here. Ah! Can't catch a break, can I? The investigation may be over, but I thought it best to stay by your side a bit longer. You hear that? Mr. Backup is here voluntarily. I guess that's
Let's
okay.
see here.
He's actually
Models
not
don't
so
load. True. Let's double check. Manuela. They're dating. Yep. Can't I? Yeah, I think it's only... I think you are right. I think it's only S with male. Right? I'll double check. double check in a bit.
First the knights, then some monk, now a teacher. Church setting up a
The fact that the Death Knight has dark seals, which are only good for Hubert, is super funny. Yeah, okay. I wasn't too sure. I mean, yeah. But it doesn't matter when you have Lysithea and you can, like, one-shot him. And, like, the Dark Mage skills aren't really all that great anyway. Just, like, I'm not really too concerned about it.
Some old guy with a staff or something. Big deal.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's better as well. Because I think the only thing you get it from Class Master is Poison Strike, right?
But as soon as word spread of Flame's disappearance, the Knights burst into abyss. We tend to be the first suspects when these things happen, you see.
Yeah, native Fiendish Blow is good.
Shady characters always coming and going.
Yeah, Warlocks. I don't like the Warlocks.
Well, did you see the man with the sickle? He looked like death itself. I saw him at the end of the road, but he stepped around a corner and out of sight. I think he used some kind of secret passage.
I mean, of course, with, like, the church being built on Abyss, like, it only makes sense, right?
What kind of scumbag would kidnap poor Flame? She must feel so scared and helpless right now. I hope she's okay. Not really. I just know what it's like to be in that situation. I was kidnapped.
Rhea forgot to mark all her secret passages. True. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. I don't know what happened there.
Huh. Try asking Yuri. He's good with stuff like that.
Balti.
Hitting things and finding them. Honestly, I didn't even know Sedith had a sister. If you figure out where she is and need some muscle, just holler. We all have our strengths. For me, my strength is my strength. Yep, that's mine. No, really, I'm not lying this time.
I think it's funny that the Empire has the most bi characters. Yes, Mercedes counts for this. I mean, yeah, like, she is Yuritsa's brother, right? So, it does make sense.
Some knights came looking a bit ago, too. I did some of my own hunting, but didn't find any promising leads.
Wasn't...
Even had some of my people searching
Hold on.
throughout the underground. To no avail. Think about it. The monastery is some 1,000 years old. Who knows how many hidden passageways exist? She could be here, or anywhere, really.
Yeah, they're half-siblings. I think they have support conversations too, right? Iron Axe, Iron Sword, Okay, I haven't played through Black Eagle, so I don't know. I've only played through Verdant Wind and Azure Moon. Only playing it due to someone I know wanting me to play through Crimson Flower because she said it was her favorite route, which I don't agree with. Only has 4 supports: Byleth, Mercedes, Bernie, and Constance. Yeah, like, wasn't he added, like, later, though? As, like, a playable character? Yeah, that's what I thought. Free DLC around Ashen Wolves coming out. Yeah, that makes sense. Would have kind of sucked for those that already played through Crimson Flower, though. Wait, what's the reward this month? Steel Axe Plus. Time to put Edelgard on a Wyvern? True. Wyvern Lord is such a busted class. I completely agree. It is way too good. Let's see here. Black Eagles have the most units who are great with Wyverns. I mean, yeah, I could see that. I mean, I just think it's really funny making Bernie like a all-out brawler with her crest. Did Edelgard master Brigand for +6 blow move? I think so. Edelgard, Ferdy, Casper, Petra are all good Wyvern units. Yeah, I could see that. I don't think I have them, right. Ingrid and let's go Dorothea. Oh, fine. Let's go Ingrid and Bernie. Pegasus Knights +6 as when attacking is so powerful. Yeah. I mean, like, Ingrid kind of sucks, though. Just in general, her attack is, like, nothing. Her Void is good, though. Petra. I think of the intermediate classes, Brigand, Mage, Archer, Pegasus Knight are the best class master abilities. I mean, the positional skills are really strong, though. Like they're not as strong as like in Heroes, but they're still really strong. I just keep forgetting to equip them. Yeah, +6 is definitely nice for sure, and +20 hit is nice as well for sure. Do they not have any? Getting Brigand Mastery for Brawler is great because of how vast those weapons are. I mean, yeah, that's true. Do they not have anything that they like together? Oh, there we go. I mean, like, the only person that I actually really make a brawler type unit is like either Balti or Raphael. Sylvain, Dorothea. Yeah, Caspar is good, but I don't know if I'm gonna make him War Master though. Let's see. Fortress Knight +6 defense while attacking is such a stupid ability. True, unless you're using Dedu. If you're using Dedu, it's usually better just waiting with Dedu. There's one that they share. I do think it's really funny making a Dedu a dancer, though. Also, do you ever read the unique ability that Edelgard acts while she was as an enemy unit? No. I haven't faced her recently, so I don't remember what the item description is, and it didn't really matter because like Claude would like 2-tap her. Let's see. Marianne and Ferdy. Yeah, Axe Magic seems pretty good. And I think I already got her budding talent, so there's also that. Which makes investing in her a waste of time. Yeah. I mean, like, it didn't really matter. I'm not really looking to... I'm not really having, like, such a hard time anyways. I could have let her unique class use magic. I think that would have been interesting for sure. The idea behind an armored knight mage would be super cool. Even if Water Lord would outclass it. I mean, yeah. Let's see, Constance. And 80. Yeah. One thing I do think, though, that Fates actually did well was the unique classes that they did. Plus 3 HP. Yeah, let's just go with the HP.
Sounds fun. Let me show you my...
Let's buy some stuff real quick. Okay. What is Edelgard's flying at anyways? Like a C rank. I thought it was D, right? For Wyvern.
Hello there. This one, yes?
I thank you. This one, yes? I thank you.
D for Pegasus, C for Rider.
Return soon, please.
Hey, welcome.
I don't think there's anything here I need.
Come again.
This is one of my.
Okay. Now what? Ash, fine.
Oh, shopping took longer than I thought. It's a good thing I had your help, Professor. Looks like we've got everything we came for. Time to head back to the monastery. To tell you the truth, I wasn't sure if the money that night gave us would be enough. We managed to scrape by, though. I'm glad those shopkeepers were willing to strike a few bargains. It's one of the few things I'm really good at. I've got a lot of experience living in the city. Money was tight for me, too. At least until Lenato adopted me into his family. Come to think of it, you were originally
When you're subjected to poverty, you learn a couple things.
That must have been a pretty different life from regular folks like me.
Poor Ash. His father and his brother were killed by the church, and he doesn't even get to know why. True, that's one thing I was kinda disappointed about.
I can imagine.
I'm like, what happened to it? The way Rhea handled Kristoff was so cruel and unfair. I completely agree. I do think that generally Rhea mostly did nothing wrong, but that is one thing that I think she did wrong. The handling of Kristoff was just awful.
Lug is the king of lions. This book is full of his exciting adventures. I've loved this since I was a kid. It was what got me learning to read.
Yeah, I do agree.
Hey, creep! Don't touch the merch. What the? Somebody catch that thief! Cut him in half like my prices.
Please, calm down, ma'am.
I mean, that's just the way like the political system and religion is, though. I mean, that could be said about the same about like IRL too.
That sounds crazy.
Don't you worry. That thief will be paying me back just as soon as I catch him. Head on back to the monastery,
Yeah.
Professor. I'll take care of everything.
That is true. Most do tend to be. Or all do tend to be, I should say. Is Petra gonna want to meet with us? Edelgard, sure.
Oh, it's you. Out late again, I see.
Kind of makes her just
What brings
behavior
you?
more disgusting. People are praying to a goddess for salvation that Rhea knows can't give them. I mean, yeah. But like, I would argue that that's like most religion, though.
I just wanted some fresh air. There's a lovely breeze tonight. I always wander outside when sleep evades me. So I see. Still, it's ill-advised to stay up so late. I should get some sleep too, but... Have you ever felt a sort of longing for the outdoors? I have. There are times I long for the warmth of the sun, for a sweet breeze on my face. Do you remember what I told you?
Most religions are by people who believe it, and that matters. Rhea knows it doesn't, which is really, really disgusting. I mean, yeah, that's your point of view, for sure.
My siblings and I we were imprisoned underground, beneath the palace. The objective was to endow our
But like, you're
bodies
always
with
gonna have
power
bad
and
faith
strength.
actors in like any religion, though.
Always possessed the crest of Seros, inherited through the Hresfeld bloodline. But it was only a minor crest, and most of my siblings bore no crest at all.
Congratulations, you unlocked Edelgard's tragic backstory. Hell yeah. I do think that Edelgard is overrated, though.
Now here I stand, the fruit of that endeavor. Edelgard von
Praise the
Crest.
goddamn Pope
That
as a bad
can't
faith
too high
actor,
a
which
price.
is not the
Others
best
were
look.
sacrificed.
I mean, yeah,
Ours weren't the only lives devastated by that terrible
there's
process. Innocents
there's
died
always
as
going to be
well,
corruption
without
in
even knowing what they were
in
dying for.
or there's always going to be
Now,
corruption in bad faith actors in religion, though. Or that could be said for like almost anything.
It is. But when you see my true strength, you will know that I speak the truth. I have kept it hidden all this time, but I will reveal to you the power of my second crest. It is the same as yours, the crest of flames.
Oh, who would have saw that coming?
I swore a silent oath. For the sake of my family, and for all the poor souls whose lives were traded for my existence. For their sake, I will build a world where such meaningless sacrifices never again sanctioned. As Emperor, I will change the world. I swear it.
Cool, except your antics are pretty terrible. I want to give her the Sword of the Creator. Ooh, 80?
Professor? Please take my apologies. I lost time while I was training. There are not many chances for real fighting here. My body is more weak than it was. Weaker, I mean. I will keep training now. I hope your night is good. I need to have more training. There are things that I have not done yet. Things that have to be done. For the future. I have to try with hardness. Training, studying.
Fogland is a broken land full of broken people suffering under a broken system.
And speaking the
I mean,
language
a lot of that could also be applied to our plane of existence as well.
Why? Because
It is nice. It is like good social commentary, in my opinion.
Fodlan and Dagda are big.
Especially if you go underneath Claude's route.
A small island in the middle of them. Bridget has great beauty, but little power. We will not have, will not survive unless we get more strength. I will lead Bridget, and so I have responsibility. I have to have more strength than anyone.
Claude's route was a carbon copy of Silver Snow, and you can tell the devs rushed it to cram in the story. I heard that about Crimson Flower. I thought Crimson Flower was like the last one added, right? And like I really loved Claude's route.
Having more strength than anyone might be impossible. But I have to give it my best try. I am an ally of everyone, and I have belonging at the Officers Academy.
Plus, I also haven't played Silver Snow, so.
You can always be counting me. I mean, counting on me. But you should know that one of these days will be when I return to Bridget. Before that day, do not try stopping me from trying. And please, keep watching over me. With you, I can try with more hardness than I could alone.
Let's make it quick.
Very,
We will work.
very different final battle. Everything else is the same. I mean, that, not gonna lie, God Shattering Star is probably the best theme or song in the entire game, in my opinion.
One step before the next step.
Crimson Flower was the most unique route. They had to cut stuff to meet deadlines. Well, for Claude's route, they just reused a route that existed, which makes it appear more complete on the surface. 100% of Cloud budget went to the final battle. I mean, yeah, the Nemesis fight was, like, awesome. Guess we do some battling. Let's see here. Oh, let me double check that. It doesn't look like it. I probably will do so eventually. Yeah. I'll probably do so after I'm done Fortress Knight. Level 15. What level is my roster? 15. I think I should be good for one battle, right? Alright, let's just do it. Could buy classes for mini stat boots. Yeah, I guess I could do that. Let's see here. Darting blow. That's okay. And you could reclass before you master it to spend all your points. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's go with Petra. I think I already got Marianne's. Let's go with Dorothea. Uber only has non-Bengals support. Is Shamir and Hanneman. Yeah. Let's see here. Wasn't there... Oh, it's probably in Convoy, right? Oh, before I forget, I should change my combat arts. Let's see. Oops. Yeah. There. Literal grammar or even dancer with some physics uses. I'm thinking about letting her go dancer. Oops. Edelgard gaining black magic crit is so useless since have her spell list is reason dark magic is worthless. Yeah. Ooh. Those are definitely better. Oops. Don't really need pass on Bernie. I mean, I think that Sniper is better than Bone Knight, though. Yeah. 11 swords, very easy to get, too. Yeah, I do think, though, that Sniper is better overall than Bone Knight. I mean, you do have the movement advantage with Bone Knight, but I'm not really too worried about that. Okay, yeah, we're fine. Grimoire is only better for 2x magic usage. Yeah.
Stay focused.
Let's see.
Sure thing.
Oh
no.
As you wish. I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
That's my cue.
Don't need to meet Edelgard in the front, so bad move. Yeah, deserts are annoying.
I will get the victory. I will prevail.
I should just dismount, man. At least you can get into the herring easily. Yeah. Really? Violet rank and flying should make it easier to teach people the wyverns easier. This gave Edelgard hand axe. Yeah. I think she does have a hand axe.
Yeah, it worked.
Let's see. Well, he's dead. Trending sword to tank attacks and level flying. Or, yeah, there is that. Man, my man has the schmovement. Color code on the factions is neat. Yeah, it definitely is. Wonder why the armor breaks if you count giving it as an ore. Yeah, that's true. I always go wind here. I didn't want to. I always forget that that's a thing. Really? Come on, Ferdy.
All roses have thorns. Well, like what you see.
That's a decent level up. Can rally for free. Yeah. I just didn't think of it. Oh, you made a big mistake coming this way. That was a really big mistake.
Need a hand? We won't hold back.
pushed him back. Come on, Caspar. That's awful. Why is that armor not broken? Because I haven't broken it. Do I not have my... Oh, that's a little bit annoying. Let's do that.
Challenges me. I will master.
I think if I do this... Yeah, I think my battalions were gone. It doesn't really matter, though. Wait, who is higher defense? 6. Let's do that. It's 3 authority training. Wow, thanks.
Don't forget who you're dealing with.
Let's see. Let's go. Death? Hell yeah.
Witness Brigid Pride. Disappointing.
Oh, come on.
I'm starting to see results.
That was fun to watch.
I think that would be better.
Each battle, a chance to grow. We must all do our part.
Yeah, that's... Let's go.
One more success.
Is this a joke?
Yes, it is.
Disappointing, but I...
What is with the horrible level ups?
Caution is needed.
Witness my power. One step at a time.
I thank you.
Okay.
It all makes sense now.
Hey, how's it going? I think an Iron Lance Plus would be there. Hang in there. It's good to hear. Wait, what level is she? 16? Meyer is
Hardly worth my time.
Dunzoed.
The strength will serve Lady Edelgard well.
Let's see. Oh, I hate deserts. Let's do that. I'm doing all right. Yeah. Hope you're not doing too bad.
This can't be right.
Bro, what are with these level ups? They're awful. What? Day by day. Yeah, I feel ya. Ugh. She. Maybe on Twitter. Right, that's right. No, it was Caspar. No, it's still my third. It's gonna be my third. Let's see. No, I haven't played Three Houses in a while. So I'm not really bored of it. I was gonna do so. I'm getting engaged. If I can afford it, yeah. I don't know how I feel about the Colgate looking protagonist though. No, it's like $70 here.
As you wish.
I will get the victory.
That's my cue. I will prevail. Oh no.
Put me in there.
I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
Stay focused.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure thing.
Like they deserve some pay too for the amount of work that they put in. Let's go, Yuri.
Not too shabby. Luck is on my side.
How humiliating.
Let's see here.
If only my research had such results.
Yeah, we need to level up Byleth too. How much am I willing to spend on a game? It depends on the game. Violet? I don't know why.
No use. I will remove.
Why didn't you do that before, Petra?
My heart is full of victory. Amazing.
Got him! I can improve too, you know?
Why do you have 4 copies, my guy?
I will get stronger still.
Okay, let's see here. That doesn't really answer where those other 3 copies went or came from, though.
Who's next?
Really, Caspar? Ugh. Like, did someone buy them for you, or did you get them yourself?
I thought I was dead.
Yeah, that's slightly better. All 4 of them?
For Lady Edelgard. This is harder than expected.
Damn, bro, that's crazy.
I may as well win.
Thank you, Linhart.
Can't get ahead of myself. You're better than I thought.
Hmm.
I owe you one.
Is it? Not too sure what that is. Is it new? Ow. PFP.
How humiliating.
Profile pic. Yeah, I think I gotta do this.
It's a long road yet. branches have thorns.
Yeah.
No hesitation.
Really?
Should I have held back?
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. Oh, yeah, mini bow. Let's go, Bernie.
Can I go now?
What Pokemon pictures?
Unexpected. Not a total
Restore. I didn't see anything. Let's go, Yuri.
Forget who you're dealing
Cool Maple. What? I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see it. Let's go that way. Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm not seeing any general chat.
Got him! What did I expect?
Thanks.
Da-da. Are you referring to like a chat or something, or a server or something? Yeah, I'm not even in there.
not in vain.
There's still...
I can guarantee you I'm not in there.
You could have at least tried.
Oh, wait a minute. I forgot.
I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
That's my cue.
Sure thing.
Alright.
Witness frigid pride.
Okay.
I will get the victory.
Stay focused.
Torch.
I will prevail.
Don't need a torch. Alright, let's finish him off.
You are nothing.
Cool. Easy. What's this? No ESAM? True. Let's see. Sixteen. Let's do that, I guess. I think this is what it was, right? Oh, they can already do that. Let's see here then. Sylvain. Yeah, we should be good now.
Put me in there.
Stay focused.
Oh no.
I will prevail.
That's my cue. get the victory.
As you wish. I am Ferdinand von Eyre. Battle.
Sure thing.
There we go. All right.
One step at a time.
Finally, a decent level up.
Such power dwells within.
There's so much left to learn.
Let's go.
Each battle, a chance to grow.
Right makes might, right? I'm just getting started.
Um. Let's go, Ferdy.
The mark of nobility.
You're in good form.
Let's see here.
Hardly worth my time.
Hmm. Nice.
Face it, I'm better than you. Now that feels good.
There we go. Nice.
Not too shabby.
Nice. Let's go, Yuri. Ow. Um.
Caution is needed.
You are nothing. The noble standard.
Sure.
This is harder than expected.
Damn, bro. Let's do that.
I thank you.
Okay. Do.
I've got many skills, you know. Not quite what I was after.
That was a terrible level up.
Whoops. Oh well.
Yeah, it worked. I'll stick with it.
I still...
Let's do that. Oh, really? Come on.
Battle. Thanks. Sure thing. Adorable.
Okay.
Not too shabby.
I will get the victory.
I will prevail.
As you wish.
There, let's do that.
Disappointing, but I will not misplace my heart.
Victory is assured.
Let's go, Ferdy. You should have got another one.
Put me in there. What a jump.
Stay focused. Oh no. That's my cue.
I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
Nice, Ferdy. Let's go.
The mark of nobility.
My heart is full of victory.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Hmm.
Now you know your limits.
Let's do this. There we go. $11, $12. Let's go.
As expected.
17, 17. Okay.
I'm stronger than I look.
This is what a real man looks like.
Oh, I didn't want to use Brave. Oh well.
Give it your all. I'm not setting a very good example.
There we go.
May as well win.
Let's go, Linhart.
Must be awful losing to me. It's simple logic.
Nice. There we go. Okay. Um.
I still have nothing worth. Praise isn't necessary. I'm getting closer.
Your instruction has been beneficial.
Let's see here.
I appreciate. Never under. I am quite. I will master this.
Your guidance was greatly useful.
Let's go.
You have. I work to grow. Your guide. You have my thanks. Everything went pretty. Everything.
Oh, I see.
Hope this is good for something.
Thanks for the help. Thanks for.
That went way better. Thanks for your help.
Okay. Bro, she's still at E? Let's do that.
Question for you.
Such interesting ideas you seem to have, Professor, but tell me this. What do you do if you were given the task of teaching a subject that you that yourself did not understand?
That was surprisingly reasonable.
Yes. Sniper! Whose birthday is it? Catherine's? Sure, let's do a tea party.
Oh, you didn't invite me here for a duel? Thanks.
Okay.
Can I get a refill? What? Of course. What? Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow. I hear your nickname is Ashen Demon. It's good, but not as good as Thunder Catherine. Wow.
There we go.
Thanks for the tea. Invite me again
Let's
when you
go.
like. Bye.
Okay.
With you, we will have no troubles.
With the two of us, there is nothing to worry about. Amazing, no?
Let's go.
I'm a quick study.
Ooh.
I work to grow. I've got a grasp on this.
Let's go, Dark Spikes!
Impressed yet?
A bit more skill never hurt anyone.
It is still far from enough.
Guess I learned a thing or two.
I think we do seminar now, right? Yeah, we do seminar. I'll do that.
Practice yields results.
Okay. Should probably get his authority up.
It is a long road to mastery.
I've got to keep working hard. I've got to keep working hard.
Let's see, Yuri.
Thanks for the tips. Can't say I'm surprised. Go on, sing my praises again. Thanks for the tips. Can't say I'm surprised.
Cover. Oops. That was an accident. I wanted to do, something else.
Your instruction has been...
Thanks for the help.
I'd never have learned this back in my room.
Yeah.
Professor?
No. Yuri? Sure. I've already viewed this, though.
We had a great result.
Really? No new skills or anything? Okay. Okay, now we explore. Okay.
Hey there, what? Me? Abduct Flame? No, that's just because of my dumb jokes. But if I went around kidnapping everyone who said that, the whole monastery would be empty.
Huh. Okay.
Yo, what? Flame's crest.
Let's do this. You know what? Let's go with 80. Why not?
Your defeat was inevitable. Well, how was that? Well, how was that? Your defeat was inevitable.
Crest of Flames is frocking a lot, not gonna lie.
Witness my power.
Oh, that was the finals? That was incredibly easy.
Did you some of what? What would make you suspect him? I see.
Yeah.
I'll keep my voice down.
Professor!
Okay.
Perhaps. May the...
Alright, let's see if we can recruit anyone.
Let's see.
That's Dimitrian to do. Lawrence is here.
Flame were it would seem that your reputation is on the rise. Even Lady Rhea has taken a liking to you. It's a shame I am not...
Damn, fine, Lawrence.
Professor, I've only ever spoken. She always seems... Ah, Professor. What an honor that you would come and talk to me. I'd like to learn more about you. Maybe someday you can add me to your...
Come on, Ignatz.
Okay. Do you really think Flame was Oh, you want me to join your class? Well, I'm already having so much fun.
Let's do some of this stuff.
What is this about Flame? True, I understand that but that hardly... What is this about Flame? True, I understand, but that Working hard, aren't you? I'll admit, I'm impressed. I can assist with any tasks or help with your students. On it. I'm available anytime I'm not on...
Okay.
I'd love to...
The glory of progress.
Can try Raphael.
Good to see you, Professor. Did you need something from me? I was just on my way to train, so...
Professor!
You're looking... It couldn't hurt to have this, Join me for some training sometime. I'm interested in your sword technique. I might like to become your student.
Damn, bro. I think that's pretty much everyone then, right? Yeah, I probably will do that. I don't want to repeat it last time.
Hopefully, I can lay yours. If Ingrid Net is.
I don't know. Let's do Axe. We might as well.
Because we haven't. What's that? She was carrying something. I'm not close.
Yeah. Yeah, let's end the... Actually, no, we should probably do our battalions real quick.
What do you require?
Oh. I don't have Gerald.
Do you want to hire this?
That's fine. I don't have Gerald's mercenaries. Right? Yeah, I don't have them.
Do you want to hire? We'll do it. Do you want to hire?
Oh, you can? I just remember Gerald's mercenaries being, Stardust support. Yeah.
Do you want to hire this? You can roll. Do you want to hire this battalion? Ready?
I just remember,
Do you want to hire this?
Leave it all to us.
Gerald's mercenary being like the most broken out there.
Do you want to hire this battalion?
Let's actually give that to... Let's do that. Yeah, let's do Onslaught. It's not Stride. Yeah, support, Stride is also pretty good too. Extra movement is definitely nice, for sure. That should be good for now.
Farewell.
Where's the blacksmith?
Hey there.
What is it? An iron sword. Check the spirit battalions. If you got a quest, you can. I didn't see any spare battalions. Iron sword.
Is this it? There you go.
Where was the... Let's see here.
Is this it? There you go. Is this it? There you go.
Inventory battalions. Yeah, I'll take a look after then. Actually, yeah, that'd probably be better. Yeah, that's true. Don't have enough black sand steel.
Is this it? There you go.
Guess that's better.
Is this it? There you go.
Killing Edge or a Wodao? Probably a Wodao, right?
Is this it?
Let's do
There
that.
you go. Come back anytime.
Bernie and Petra.
What do you
Do that real
require?
quick.
Do you want to hide? Nice. Do you want to hide?
There, that should be better.
Farewell.
Okay,
Professor?
let's wrap things up. I have a lot of supports to get through too. Alright. Finally.
Professor Yuritsa? Are you there?
He does not seem to be here.
Manuela's there.
On the ground. Professor Manuela!
She's unconscious. Someone clearly attacked her.
Look at her hand. It looks as though she is pointing at something. There.
There's an opening behind that shelf. Perhaps a secret passageway.
What is
Don't
the
say.
meaning of... Wait, is that Manuela? What happened here?
We know as much as you do. She needs to be taken to the infirmary.
Yes, of course. And quickly. Give me a hand, child.
Understood. I'll support her head. Professor, I'll be back shortly. Please be careful.
Oh no, our tank's gonna be gone.
Could he also have kidnapped Flane?
We should start by investigating this passageway. Do you agree, Professor? Agreed. The culprit could be hiding inside.
That settles it. We'll take the offensive. Here we come, you monsters!
Caspar, shut the fuck up.
I never would have imagined. I see someone. They're unconscious.
It's Flane and Monica.
Yes. And there is someone else, too. It appears to be another student.
Someone's coming. I recognize that Scythe mask. It's that jerk we fought at the Holy Mausoleum.
That sword. You must be. One of us will die. The other will live. I will enjoy this dance of damnation.
Alright, I guess we can kill the Death Knight now because we have Lysithea with us. Oh man. Ooh, she's a little bit under-leveled though. I don't think that will matter too terribly much. Shamir, Hanneman, Catherine, Eloise, Sedith, Hanneman, Cyril, Eloise, Shamir. What level is Shamir? 11. Ba, 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 bum. Hmm. Go Sylvain. Okay, let's do that. Um, what's everyone's movement at? Six, 7, 5, 4, 5, 5, 4, 4, 5, 4. That would... Oh wait, isn't there a mage this way? Yeah, there's a couple mages. I think that should be okay. There.
Our objective is to recover Flame. Let us hope we are not too late. Something odd about the floor over there. What will happen if we step on it?
Warp.
I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
There we go.
Only a fool challenges me.
Stay focused.
Ah!
Stay focused.
That's so evil. Why would you do that?
Battle.
Oh no.
As you wish.
And then I think if the rest of them go that way, we should be okay.
Sure thing.
There we go. Damn, bro.
I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
There, let's do that. Wait, what level are they? 12? And he's only level 20.
Leave it to me.
There we go.
Am I done yet?
Put me in there.
Easy.
You worked hard for nothing.
Door key.
That's my cue.
Oh, I didn't want to use Killing Edge.
Don't forget who you're dealing with.
There we go. Yeah, that's okay. Let's go, Hubie.
That is that.
This is what I do.
Door key. There we go.
Thank you.
Do.
Back to the fray.
It's starting to take shape.
Nice.
You underestimated me.
Ooh. Iron Sword Plus? That's better than an Iron Sword. There we go.
Predictable.
Do I really not have a... Oh, I thought I had a door key on 30. Here we go. Do. Yeah, that's good. Wait, what is her res? 12.
Apologies.
Interesting apparatus.
Let's go.
Wonder if we can operate it.
Of course we can. Ooh.
So you have come. I'll make sure you never leave.
How much damage is he going to be doing? Ooh. It's a little bit more than I would have liked. Okay, let's do it. Okay. Ow.
I just worked harder.
Let's go, Lysithia.
There's still a long way to go. Can I go now?
Um. Hmm.
Contraptions in the floor. Stay alert. Think this'll work?
Let's go. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I thought I was dead. Cause I would have been dead. I was gonna die. I completely forgot about that side of the map. Oh man.
Well done. situation.
Let's
You
go.
underestimated me.
Okay. Let's go.
You fought well.
This is what I do. Perfect comprehension.
Fiendish blow. Let's go.
That is that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Of course I won.
I'm kind of curious. Oh,
That helps.
it's not what I wanted to do, man. Uh, okay, so I can't actually. Oh, wait a minute. I know what I need to do.
Stay focused.
I am Ferdinand von Eyck.
Okay, well that's where the key is. Like I can do too much with that.
Oh no.
As you wish.
Okay.
Sure thing.
I will get the victory. That's my cue.
Do. I don't know. Let's hear it, Bernie. Yeah, that's where it is.
Leave it to me.
Do. I mean, I could snake it all the way there. Oh. What's the point of doing so? All right. Ah. Hmm.
You underestimated me.
Chest key. Yeah, that's fine. There's another chest here. Ah. Yeah, it's fine. I really want to take out the Death Knight because I think it'd be really funny.
I want to be all I can.
Oh wait, who's the chest key? Lysithia. How much movement? 5. Okay, oops. Every single time, man. Okay. Let's do this.
This is what I do.
Let's do that. Let's warp. Okay, one of these, I don't know which one, but it doesn't look too great. Okay. Let's do fire. Yeah, I'll wait for Lysithea to take out that other mage. Wait, who has that other chest key? It's a door key. Should be okay. Let's go this way.
I just worked harder.
My efforts are...
Oh, I didn't know there was a turn limit. Oh, that makes things a little bit more interesting. Oh, crap. Forgot there was a turn limit on this map. Oh, this isn't the right...
How humiliating.
I owe you one.
Ah.
Victory.
Let's do this.
Take me seriously. I've got many skills, you know.
Let's go.
Guess I've gotten better.
Not bad. Am I done yet?
Easy. Door key. Let's go rusted gauntlets.
I can fight through anything.
Okay.
That helps.
Hopefully that hits. Let's go. Okay.
You were outmatched.
Let's go.
You worked hard for nothing.
I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
Wait, who has a... Do. March ring. What does that do? Increase movement? Yeah, it increases movement. That's really good. Let's see if we can actually take him out. Can we take him out? No, we can't. Unless... I don't have a gambit. That's okay.
You can't stop me. All roses
Rip.
have thorns.
I mean, we could just canto away, right?
This was beneath me.
How much does Dark Spikes do? Oh yeah, we can actually take him out, boys. Let's do it. Well, too bad. You're dead. You're gonna die. See ya. Let's go, Lysithea. Best unit in the game.
I have to try harder.
Get wrecked, scrub.
Halt. You're having a bit too much fun.
Well, you essentially got one-shotted by Lysithea.
You'll have more opportunities to play soon. Your work here is done.
Understood. I will go.
Utterly destroyed.
We will cross paths again. I am the Flame Emperor. It is I who will reforge the world.
Flame Emperor? Rather worrisome that he sounds intent on showing up again.
Are they both okay? We should get them out of here.
The enemy is withdrawn. Let's carry them up.
Yeah, Lysithea definitely was the MVP of that. Oh, that was really... Lysithea's too strong, man.
Thank you so much.
Instant... One gambit and instantly dead.
Still, I don't believe their lives are in danger.
You found Flame? Where?
You missed the most important part of the mission. We found her within that secret passage. The culprits were the Death Knight and... what was his name? Ah, the Flame Emperor. Sadly, they got away.
All that matters is Flame's safety.
You just need Lysithea to take them both on, man.
It is unfortunate. If only you could have waited for me to return.
We will take these two to the infirmary. Professor, please inform Sedith.
Whatever the circumstance, I'm glad Flame is safe. Though I'm curious to find out who that other girl is.
Monica.
Professor? Is that a smile? You look happy. I don't think I've ever seen you like this before. Anyhow, we should hurry to Sedith. He must be beside himself by now.
Love destroying
Professor,
bosses that you shouldn't be beating.
once more. Flame is safe and sound. and I have you.
Second time I've done that.
Mere words could never express how thankful I am. I am indebted to you. Yes, indeed. I too am overjoyed.
It's gonna really hurt for him what I'm gonna do later.
Her kidnapper was the masked knight who vanished during the Rite of Rebirth, the one known as the Death Knight. Considering the circumstances, it seems plausible to assume that his true identity is Yuritsa. And we cannot forget about the mysterious Flame Emperor. His true motives are yet unclear. However, I have an idea. I believe the enemy may have been after Flame's blood. The blood that flows through her veins is special. It is extremely rare, and extremely dangerous. If enemies who know the secrets of Flame's blood have appeared, our only option is to leave the monastery and go into hiding.
Brother, wait.
Flame, what are you doing here? You should be resting.
I do not like the path of your thoughts. I do not wish to live in some lonely, remote location where I never get to see anyone. Not ever again.
If we stay here, you may be targeted again. Wouldn't it be better for the two of us to live in peace?
Even if we ran off to some new, secret location, there is no guarantee that they will not find us. That is why I believe it would be safest to stay in the monastery, where we are surrounded by capable knights and professors.
I see your point. I do. However...
You know it is the only reasonable option. What if I were to join the professor's class? You think so too? I am so very pleased.
I'm playing so evilly.
I shall be safe no matter what foe should appear.
I see. I am afraid you have a good point. Professor, due to my position, I have closely scrutinized everything about you. After all that has happened, I must admit that you are indeed a trusted ally. So what say you? Can I entrust you with Flame's safety?
I am so glad that Flame is safe. Yet I can't help but wonder what the story is about that other girl. She wore the uniform of the academy. But who is she?
Monica. Or Kronya. Uh-oh.
Well done, Professor. I see that I was right to ask your class for assistance. I have been told that Manuela and Flame are recovering nicely, as is Monica. Monica, the girl you rescued along with Flame, is also a student of the Officers' Academy. However...
She is a student from last year's class. She went missing just before she would have graduated. It never occurred to us that something might have happened to her at the monastery. We assumed she had run away. I never dreamed that we would find her. Not like this.
Monica has asked to rejoin the Black Eagle House once she has fully recovered. Our enemies are still
So wait, are we getting another playable unit then?
And continue our investigation.
Until the Kronya events?
The students to move on from this incident.
After all, the Battle of the Eagle and Lion will be held in Gronder Field next month.
Yes, the students will remember it for the rest of their lives. Please guide them so that they may show us their best at the coming battle.
So, you'll be going to Gronder Field next month. You've never been there before, have you? There is unease in the western side of the Empire, but everything east of the capital, Enbar, is stable. Well, there was a noble rebellion a short while ago, but it didn't amount to much. I have my own mission. The Church has always been quick to make use of those who work for them. What I'm more concerned about is finding out who among us is pulling the strings. Ever since the Rite of Rebirth,
I wonder who.
Groups have been seen around Garreg Mach and elsewhere too. There was also an incident where some knights investigating these suspicious strangers turned up dead. Not that it's likely, but if something like that ever happens to me, search this room, every corner, behind every shelf. I'm going to leave something for you. Don't just nod solemnly. There's nothing to worry about. I'm just being cautious. Then again, I guess you're always solemn.
Okay. I love killing the the Death Knight in one shot, man. Essentially.
Wyvern Moon. Field of the Eagle and Lion. From on high, flocks of wyverns roar in chorus and soar the pristine skies, heading south for the winter. Fodlan's children lend their hands to winter preparations by gathering firewood and catching fish from the river's cool waters. Yet all the while, their gazes are turned skyward, drawn to the magnificent sight above.
All right.
Professor, you already know about the Battle of the Eagle and Lion, correct? I see. In that case, allow me to fill you in. It's a large-scale mock battle between the rival houses that takes place every year.
Its scale is incomparable to the mock battle we fought during the Great Tree Moon. It will take place in the vast Gronder Field. That is in Empire territory to the southeast of Garrick Mach.
Whichever house defeats the most opponents wins. Of course, the professors also fight alongside their respective houses.
Well, usually. Professor Manuela is being prudent. She will not be participating this year. Since his longtime rival will be absent, Professor Hanneman has also declined.
Oh, don't worry about us. You know you want to see the kids in action.
Are you feeling any better, Professor Manuela?
Thanks to all of you. But I'd only be a burden out there. My students don't need to see me collapsed. Well, not on the battlefield anyway.
Correct. We will not be participating. Regardless, do not expect victory to come easily, or at all.
That's what you think.
We've spent the past few months pushing our students to their limits. You can see me in the infirmary after they destroy you.
We have taught our students well. There is no need to hold back. Challenge them with everything you have.
Oh well. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Sylvain. I think we can get... Yeah, I think we can get the Lance of Ruin. We can get... the, what the hell is it called again? We can get Ingrid's weapon. Was it Nguyen? I think it's Nguyen, right? I don't know, let me double check heroes. Happy... Oh, I think that's the Yuri Boltus quest. Eloise and Shamir. I don't remember. Right? What the hell was her weapon called again? Lewin. That's what it was called. But we have a lot of supports to go over, so we might as well do it now.
We've come such a long way. After all, I was only 4 years old when we first met.
From your perfect memory, Lady Edelgard, I expect nothing short of the utmost precision. Do go on.
Please don't mock me with such frivolous praise. I can hardly recall that day.
Forgive me. I suppose I must have been 6 at the time. I have no recollection of it. My earliest memory of you is of when you were injured. I recall being scolded most sternly by my father. You are Lady Edelgard's servant, he said. You must protect her with your life.
I had no idea. But House Vestra has served House Resfeld for generations. Given that, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised.
Indeed. After that, I made certain to accompany you wherever you went. That is, until the incident.
Ah, when my uncle, Lord Arundel, defected to the kingdom and took me with him.
The sensation of loss that overcame me on that day defies all description. It was as horrific as if I'd lost all my limbs. I left the city in a mad rush to rescue you. My father sent soldiers to capture me. I fought them off for 3 days, but they did finally manage it. Of course, I was only 10. I never would have reached Ferdiad.
I've never heard that story before. So there are things you've never told me.
It wasn't important.
That's beside the point. I wish to know these things. If there's anything else you're keeping from me, please tell me at once.
Respectfully, I decline.
Why? It's a simple order. I really must know.
Speaking of your orders, there was a task you gave me earlier which I have yet to carry out. Excuse me.
Wait just a moment. I just hope he's not hiding anything too worrisome.
Okay. Damn, Hubert. You have a lot of people to converse with.
You were rather quiet in the last battle, Caspar. Not a single war cry to be heard. It was almost as if you weren't even there.
I did it just for you, Hubert. Isn't that what you wanted? Weren't you the one who said my shouting would cause problems?
Yes, I was. And at the time, you seemed intent on ignoring my advice.
Well, that was then.
I mean, he didn't really do too much last round.
Caused trouble, just like you said it would. I was shouting the other day and some enemies heard. I pretty much gave our position away and left us open to attack. I mean, it turned out fine in the end, but someone could have died if things had played out differently. Anyway, I did some self-reflecting and realized that I probably shouldn't shout so much. A decision that I'm proud to say I came to all on my own.
All on your own, huh? It was a bad decision. Being too quiet on the battlefield is extremely dangerous.
I'm sorry, what? That's the exact opposite of what you said before.
Having seen you fight in silence, I have no choice but to accept the truth that your shouting is vital.
What in the world are you talking about?
We've all grown used to the way you fight. Your battle cries help morale. And your instructions rise above the din of battle. I would go so far as to say that the soldiers under your command would be lost without the guidance of your booming voice.
I really don't get you, Hubert.
You inspire people. The benefits of your shouting.
Sure he does.
Something wrong?
Yeah! I'm back! If you want me to shout, then I'm gonna shout! I'm not even gonna think about it!
Caspar, shut the fuck up. Jesus.
Don't get too excited. You'll be ambushed again.
This Then I guess I'm gonna have to fight some guys while shouting!
That might have been the wrong approach. Oh well. No cure for stupidity. I suppose I'll just have to rein him in myself.
Okay.
Good morning! The weather is nice today. So, it's, really nice weather we're having, isn't it?
Indeed. Did you want something?
I'm really sorry.
I can't accept your apology until I know what it's for.
Oh, good point. I'm sorry I said you were terrifying.
Is that all? I'm used to that. No apology necessary.
But you've been avoiding me since then, right? You even stopped doing your deathly grin.
I am merely trying not to frighten you. Is there something wrong with that?
It's not working. And yes, there is. You can't quit talking and laughing just to try to make me feel better. That's not really fair. I need to master my own fear.
Is that right?
Yes. Right. Why?
You told me not to forego laughing, so I laughed as hard as I could. Is it helping to conquer your fear?
Yes.
What?
Someday it might. Maybe. I'm not ready!
Okay.
Hey there, Hubie. I've been thinking about our conversation the other day, and I've just got to know, do you really love Adie?
He's a giant simp for her.
I suppose.
And I've told people that like Hubie that. I'm just waiting for their response.
That's why you work so hard for Adie? Oh, Hubie, I finally get you.
I'm more or less just curious to see what her response is gonna be.
Love for their mistress.
You completely misunderstand. Unrequited love. Do I really look like the kind of drooling simpleton to have that kind of motivation?
I'd like to say yes, but I know you just argue. Fine, Hubie, tell me your situation.
My situation is simple. I am walking a path.
Oh, do go on.
Everyone has a path in life. Lady Edelgard has shown me mine. It is just beside her own. So we walk together side by side. We stride ever forward, yielding to nothing and to no one.
So, you're sharing the same dream?
Bluntly, yes. But it's more than just a shared dream. I have many feelings toward Lady Edelgard. Gratitude, respect, awe, empathy, trust, hope.
Okay. I was teasing you, but I gotta say I'm just a little bit jealous of you and Adie. That you're able to embrace these feelings and stride forward along the same path. You're lucky, Hubie. I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to experience anything so utterly operatic.
Why not?
What?
Because I figure the best quality in a partner would be that they make me happy. And loving another is really about wanting to be loved. I'm pretty sure that's different from how things are with you and Adie.
Okay.
Taking care of some weapon maintenance, Petra? You seem completely absorbed.
Yes, taking care of the weapons has great importance.
I cannot argue with that. That weapon there, is it from Bridget?
No, it is a weapon of Dagda. But the people of Bridget used them often.
Fascinating. I have read about the weapons of Dagda, but this is my first time seeing one in person.
Lots of weapons and fighting techniques came from Dagda to Brigid.
Ah, so Dagda to the west had a big influence on the Brigid archipelago. I am fascinated by foreign fighting techniques. Would you consider teaching me sometime?
I will. But it is difficult to explain fighting with words. We can try sparring, maybe?
Yes, a practical demonstration. I would be quite grateful.
Gonna get his ass handed to him.
Perhaps we should stop there.
Oh? Do you think you have understanding of the fighting techniques from Dagda?
Yes. Now that I have experienced it firsthand. I used to look down on foreign fighting styles, but I was clearly remiss.
Of course he did.
The footwork, the nimble way you shift your weight is extraordinary. I will have to remember those moves for the next time I am in battle. Clearly, you have honed your skills through practice. Your fist felt as sharp as a spear.
Brigid is stuck in between Dagda and Fodlan. It is of much importance to hone our fighting techniques. I am of the royal family, but I am a warrior before that. I must fight to live and to protect my home.
When the alliances of Brigid and Dagda encroached on the Empire, they were always driven back. But perhaps the Empire's victory was due to geographic advantage or divine intervention, rather than military superiority. Having met you, that is what I think. I cannot help but feel a little disgraced. I held foreign fighting styles in such low regard without ever seeing them.
Can learn a lot from different forms of fighting styles.
But there is no disgrace in losing ignorance. We need to be learning and growing with each other, always.
Yes, by working together we can make progress. And both sides need to look ahead to the future.
Damn, bro.
A little more crimson, maybe?
May I suggest vermilion instead?
Vermilion? I know, I see it. You don't have to say it. I've got no talent at all.
I said nothing about your talent. I simply suggested vermilion over crimson. Do you know vermilion? It's just a softer shade of crimson. I believe it would... Oh, forget it. This is your artistic vision and I am but a meddler. I am going to read my book and leave you to your art.
No, it's fine. Say what you want to say. It's good advice. I'll use vermilion. Thank you.
Why?
I'd best be heading back.
Phew! Finally done! I think.
All finished?
Please, don't look at it!
Everything looks a bit faded, doesn't it? Ironically, crimson may have been a better choice after all. The sense of distance on the panels is a little strange. Perhaps you should pay closer attention.
Come on, Linhart.
A preliminary sketch would do wonders. Still, forget my pedantic comments. You really do have potential. Bernadetta?
Made her mad.
Idiot! Hopeless! Waste of charm! Just burn the whole thing, Bernie! Break your stupid brushes and never paint again!
Come on, Linhart.
Perhaps I should have kept my thoughts to myself.
Maybe. Maybe you should have.
How did you know Dorothea was an orphan?
I hear she buttered up some noble and he enrolled her in the academy.
Does someone like that even belong here?
I suggest ignoring them.
Lynn, don't scare me like that.
You seem less scared than surprised, but that's quibbling, I suppose. As for those two gossips, unimportant. I suggest forgetting all about them and their petty words.
True.
Join me for a meal. I've been the target of a lot of gossip, and eating generally makes me feel better.
Don't pretend we're the same. If I could brush it off so easily, I would.
It doesn't seem particularly difficult. Where's the problem? Is this about your pride?
No, not even a little bit.
What then?
Lynn, please just go away. I want to be alone right now.
That's fine. But your life is your own business. It's not something that can be affected by the petty words of a stranger. Sorry. I kept talking, didn't I? I'll stop now.
Please do.
He just doesn't know when to stop, man. Damn, bro.
Ah, there you are. I just checked your room, but obviously you weren't in there.
Oh, you didn't break the door down again looking for me, did you?
Maybe
Of
she
course
did.
not. I'm not unreasonable. I just wanted to discuss something with you.
Sure.
Discuss? Is that really all? Okay, I can handle that.
Firstly, I'd like to apologize for breaking down your door. I'm sorry. It was perhaps a bit rash. There was a period of time, quite a while ago, when I acted much the same as you. I spent many hours locked away in my own room.
You did? Really?
Really? Because I understood where you were coming from, I knew I had to intervene. Whether you're hiding under your pillows or not,
Did you, though?
trouble will come our way sooner or later. At that time, is it better to have wasted your energy hiding away? Or better to have spent it honing your skills so that you can lend a hand?
But even if I did train, what's the point? It's not like it would do much good.
Don't speak so disparagingly of yourself. It doesn't help things. You have plenty of strengths.
No, you think so?
Just look how quickly you sprint back to your room, for example. With more practice, I have a feeling you could outrun most anyone. You're also exceedingly talented in the arts. Surely there's a creative way to apply those talents on the battlefield. Stop wasting your breath and energy on putting yourself down. Just try your best. I'm not giving up on you. You have so much power in you, just waiting to be unleashed.
You really believe all that? That's so nice. All right. For you, Ingrid, I'll do it.
Excellent. Let's be on our way.
Hey, wait! What are you doing? I didn't agree to this! Put me down! Do you have to be so bouncy?
That got us here much quicker, don't you think? Let's begin.
What?
Let's warm up by sparring.
Just leave Bernie alone.
Oh, stop, please! I surrender!
Giving in so soon? There's no such thing as surrender on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Petra? Looks like she's out shopping.
Hey there, young lady. Are you looking to buy or would you
You're gonna get scammed by talking to Anna.
There's no beating my prices.
Cry. Beating. Are you wanting to battle me?
As in a battle of wills? Trust me, kid. You don't want to waste your life trying to beat me at... Huh?
Sword or bow? Which are you fighting? You have skill with both, I'm thinking.
Petra, what are you doing? Why are you fighting? What did she say?
I was asked to be coming here and do the shopping, but then this merchant gave me her challenge.
Huh? This has to be a misunderstanding. Look, I'll help you. What were you trying to buy?
We are needing vulneraries. Many people make use of them, and our stock is lowly.
Oh, got it. Just leave this to me. Come on, isn't that price a little high? Surely you can afford to go a bit lower.
Are you kidding? This is even lower than my usual bargain rate.
Really? Because the shop over by the gates is selling the same item for a little more than half that. Guess I'll have to head back there after all.
Hey, let's all take a deep breath. Here's the deal. I'll give you another 10% off. How's that?
Make it 20% and you've got a deal.
You drive a hard bargain. Fine, 20%. But you better be grateful.
Get owned, Anna.
The shopping was successful. You have my gratitude, Ash.
Not a problem. I'm used to this sort of thing.
Bargaining for prices in Fodlan is complicated. I am thankful for this bargain. Now the extra can be given back to our professor. I had learnings about the customs of Fodlan. I have gratitude for that too.
I wouldn't call it a custom, exactly. It's just a trick we commoners use to save money.
Efficiency with money is a wonderful culture.
I promise you, it's really nothing special.
If you say so, Ash.
Ah, Dorothea. What are you doing here?
I was actually waiting to see you.
Uh-oh.
Were you going to invite me out to dinner? I accept.
That's not a good sign.
Yes, I was. I don't think it would be so bad to share a meal with you from time to time.
How about tonight? I'm busy tomorrow.
That's fine by me. What are you busy with, I wonder? Girls? And more girls?
Isn't it an unwritten rule not to ask about such things? But what a curious turn of events. Have you perhaps got an ulterior motive?
No ulterior motives. If you're worried, we can just pretend
Dope.
this conversation never happened.
No, wait! That's not what I meant. I just don't understand why you want my company now, when you've always been so cold to me. Have you perhaps fallen in love with me?
My stomach just got queasy. You know what? Maybe I'll eat on my own after all.
Fine, fine, I get it. You want someone to chase your loneliness away.
Something like that, yes. If you don't want to, I'll ask someone else.
Don't dream of it. It would be my pleasure, milady. And to be clear, the reason you chose to spend time with me is my family, yes? Or is
What?
it my crest? Both? I'm just curious about such things. Say I was a commoner. Would you still have invited me to dinner?
Is this really necessary for a simple dinner invitation? Actually, I have a question of my own. Say I was a hoarse-voiced old hag. Would you still be flirting with me? Would you still want to hold my hand and whisper sweet nothings?
That's a difficult question. I have nothing against mature women, but...
Even if you were
But-
a man, I still would have invited you out. If you were a former noble exiled from his family, or an orphan from the streets, my heart cares not. Just kidding. I just wanted to try saying it. Of course it's better that you have money.
You little... Yeah, that's probably true. So, Dorothea, about that dinner?
It would be an honor to have you join me tonight. And let's not talk about things like this over dinner, okay?
Even if I was an old man or an orphan, huh?
Don't think she cares too much about status and that kind of shit, man.
Ingrid, do you have a moment? We're going to perform an opera in the cathedral. We are? Yes! It's a small one, but I need some volunteers. Let me tell you, Alois is very excited. He's already doing a ton
Uh-oh.
of show. I see. What's it about? Classic opera fare. A tragic love story. A princess who falls in love with a handsome commoner. But our princess, she carries the fate of her country on her shoulders. And no matter how in love she is, she can't just marry whoever she wants. Or can she? That's quite a story. Sounds tragic and beautiful. Who will be playing the princess? Me. I was a singer in an opera company, though I hope I'm not being too presumptuous casting myself.
Even if you're not interested in being part of the production, you will come to see it, won't you? I'm asking everyone to dress up properly. I want it to be a stylish and elegant night.
That does sound quite lovely. And I do want to go, but
What's
Please,
your
don't
reasoning?
worry if you can't make it. I understand we're doing this on such short notice.
No, it's not that. I just... I struggle with the elegant part of things. I don't really do myself up in elegant clothing and makeup and such.
If fashion's your concern, lady, you're in luck.
I am?
If you don't dress for the occasion, no one will take you seriously. But don't worry about a thing. I'll happily work my magic on you. When it's time, I'll meet you in your room. We'll make you the most beautiful woman in the theater.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Okay, it's be interesting to see that. Last one, and then stream's done.
Nice to see you, Yurikins. I was wondering if you might do me a favor.
You're looking a bit serious, Ladybird. Oh, your foot. What happened?
It's healing nicely, but I'm not supposed to put too much weight on it.
Ah, so that's why you've called me here. What do you need? Help with errands?
Not an errand, an opera.
I see.
Uh-oh.
There's been some loose plans for a performance. Nothing professional, strictly volunteer. I signed up to take part as one of the main roles. And then this happened. The professor told me I should bow out just to be on the safe side.
Makes sense to stay off your feet while you heal. Meanwhile, you want me to fill your role, right?
Got it in one. I'm glad we're on the same page here.
Surely someone else is up to the task. Professor Manuela, for example.
Already tried. Trust me, I wouldn't ask unless I was desperate. I knew how much you'd hate the idea.
Aside from hating it, I also wouldn't remotely sound like you do.
Oh, don't worry about that. Most of our audience won't be able to tell the difference.
Is it for children?
Down on their luck children
Yeah.
the monastery's taken in. I'm only talking about a small festival in the plaza. We want to give them a good show, that's all. You have an idea of what they've been through. I thought you might want to pitch in.
I hear your angle. Fine, yes, I'll do it.
Good for you. I knew you'd rise to the occasion.
You certainly know how to pull heartstrings to get your way, don't you? Where did you learn to do that anyway? The opera?
Could be. I've never known a songstress who wasn't both beautiful and resourceful. Now, are you ready to go over the libretto? You've got a lot of rehearsing to do before the performance. Seriously, though. Thanks, Yurikins.
Yeah.
That's all the supports. Yeah, that's all the supports. Well, I guess next time it will be the Battle of Eagle and Lion then. So we'll have fun doing that, right? I'm gonna double check some stuff here. Yeah. Okay. yeah, so I guess we'll do the Battle of Eagle Line next time. Till then, I hope to see everyone there. Tomorrow, I don't know what we're going to be doing, so it's going to be a fun time figuring that out. Alright, see everyone later.